You're listening to the Teens for the Nation podcast. Let's get right into this. Hey guys, welcome back to the Teens for the Nation podcast with your host, Cade McLemore. It has been a while since I have been on here. I think it's been about 2 weeks, actually. The reason it's been so long is because the Lord has been moving me in a completely different direction than I had planned or even thought of that this would be going in. And so it's been kind of a journey almost of the Lord saying, look, this is what we need to do. This is what people need. And that's my biggest concern is people, not what I want, not what anybody else wants. What would God need and what do people listening need? So, part of the thing that we are doing, we will be moving into is topics. As you probably see by the title, today's topic is anxiety. You can consider this a short sermon or a devotion or whatever you'd like to call it, actually, because it's just something that you can listen to help you overcome this or even understand it a little bit more. Now, I'm no scientist or psychologist, so that's the disclaimer, I guess, for this episode is all this information is coming from the Bible and my knowledge of Jesus and the Bible. Other than that, let's get right into it. So, one of the things I want to start off with is a Bible verse that has caught my attention over the last week, and it is Philippians 4:6 that says, "Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all that He has done." The reason that sticks out about anxiety, and you may be thinking, well, can't you just kind of put that towards anything? Well, yes, you can, but in this context, or at least what I'm using it for, is anxiety. And the reason I say that is because when we are feeling anxious or feeling any kind of thoughts, that we need to turn to Him and we need to look and pray. We need to look to Him and pray. That is a big thing in my life. And I believe that if you don't pray, then you're not in communication with God. So how can He know what you're going through? How can He know how to help you? Because the reality is, He can't. I mean, He does because He knows everything, but, it's kind of like a relationship when you're with you and your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Like, if there's a lack of communication, then it destroys the relationship. We all know that, or at least some people know that. So that's just something that's kind of been on my heart is anxiety. I've struggled with anxiety. Now, one thing before, I start talking too much, I want to address that there is different types of anxiety. There is the type of anxiety which people like to call social anxiety, and that's just talking to people, going out in public. Some people, they can't even order a drink in the drive-through because their social anxiety is so high, and that is so bad and so terrible, and I feel so sorry for those people because anxiety is a real thing. Another type of anxiety could be, anxiety. And I said, you're probably thinking, well, why is it just anxiety? Because, we don't always have to worry about what kind of form it is. Because anxiety is anxiety. And I'm not going to say the word 100 times because I'm good about doing that. But it's this sensation or this feeling of scaredness, actually. There's no way other than saying it's just being scared or having a lack of trust towards something. So there's stage fright and social and just constant. There is constant anxiety. I struggled with that for a long time of just whatever Satan could put in your head, But anywho, one of the things that we have to do on a daily basis is pray. And we need to say, God, I'm struggling right now with this. And I don't know what to do, but I need your help. And that's kind of what we have to do. And sometimes if we don't know to communicate with God, because there may be people in your life that have never told you about prayer. And I'm glad you're listening, because Prayer is a big thing in my life. If I'm not communicating with God, then where am I going? That's also a big part of this podcast. If I'm not communicating with God, then what am I doing on here? And so that's just one of the things that I wanted to share. Another Bible verse that goes great with it is Philippians 4:7. The verse that's just right after that, it says, "Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your heart and mind as you live in Jesus Christ." That is so abundantly wonderful to know that in Jesus we have peace. And for people that may understand or not understand the concept of that, that's just part of who he is. Sometimes people think, okay, I know he's Jesus. I know he died on the cross. I know 1 John 3:16. I know this. But who is he? Like why is he so great to serve? And to answer that question, he is so great to serve mainly because he loves you. And I don't know any other religion that is love. If you find one, let me know. But second off, or probably should say this first, is that he is the God of peace. That's in the Bible. He has the peace that passes all understanding, which means that no matter what you are going through, you can call on him, no matter what it is. And he doesn't promise that he'll take it away, but he does promise he'll walk you through it. And the thing is, in my life, I know that I did not always have somebody, like a human, to walk with me through something, but I had Jesus. And I don't think I think without him, I would have been, I don't want to know where I've been, but that is just so wonderful that I can look up to Jesus and know that I have comfort in him. And so that's just, this episode is going to be probably pretty short because there's not other lot to say. But also, this is very impromptu. I just, I've been praying about this and I knew the topic. I just haven't gotten time to set and organize things. And also, you will be hearing from different people on different topics of people that have struggled with it. But if you have a topic that you would love me to discuss, and that could be anything, we'll be talking about the different forms of problems that people struggle with, such as anxiety, depression, lust, suicide, and so much other stuff. But we will also be talking about the church. What is the church? Who are the church? Actually, is a better question, and you'll hear about that when we talk about it. And just all kinds of other stuff. I plan to expand and grow as much as I can, but that starts with the help of you. And the financial situation of this is not very good. My financial situation is not the best, and I'm not asking for your support and financial. I just want you to know that things become slow, and I have several projects that I'm working on. You will be seeing in a couple of months or sooner, we're going to be doing a live episode. And that is going to consist of me and a couple friends where we're just going to be able to answer your questions. That means if, I don't cover something that you're struggling with in one of these episodes, you can ask me live and I'll do my best to help you. Or if I can't, one of my friends will. So those are just a few things that are kind of going on. And there's a couple of other projects I'm working on. However, it will take a while. So just, January, February of next year, just be looking around for some very interesting things happening for the Teens for the Nation. Well, as short as this episode was, and I hope I helped as much as I can, thank you for listening, and I really hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Goodbye.